The Jack Daniel's Distillery announced last week the release of Jack Daniel's Small Batch Special Release Coy Hill High Proof. This limited edition expression is only available in these itty bitty 375 milliliter bottles and will only be released in Tennessee. Like its big brother, this was matured on Coy Hill, the highest elevation barrel houses at the Jack Daniel's Distillery. But don't let this little diminutive size fool you. This is bottled at proof points ranging from 143.6 to 155.1 proof. Let's try it on the mash and drum. What's up, folks? I'm Jason C. for the Mash and Drum. This is the second release of the Coy Hill line. In November, Jack Daniel's released the first batch in 750 milliliter bottles, this big guy right here, and the high proof whiskey became highly sought after on the primary and secondary markets real fast, with proofs ranging from 137.4 all the way up to 148.3. Now at that time, this was the highest proof whiskey that Jack Daniel's ever released. Until now, this thing's a little fireball. Take a look. When we found these barrels in our Coy Hill barrel house, we immediately knew we had something special, said Chris Fletcher, Jack Daniel's master distiller. But due to the very low yield and incredibly high proofs, we had to be creative in how we bottled these last drops. We batched the barrels to create unique profiles at 5 different proof points, highlighting the characteristics of this special liquid, and developed a new higher compression cork specifically designed for this expression. So they literally had to design a brand new cork just because of how high the proof was in this. Now, it actually makes a different sound when you open it. So when you open this Coy Hill compared to the small batch, this one actually actually looks slightly thicker, and it makes a different sound when you open it, which is pretty interesting. So I'll open it again here, and let's pour this rocket fuel. I mean, that shit is dark. It literally looks like maple syrup. Holy hell. As I mentioned, these bottles will launch and already have launched in very limited quantities in Tennessee and at the White Rabbit bottle shop at the Jack Daniel's Distillery on July 1st. Now, this was a suggested retail price of $55 each. There are 5 different batches with 5 different proof points ranging from 143.6 to 155.1. Mine is 153.2. Woo! Let's try this thing. All right, so last year, this was in my top 10 bourbons of the year, or top 10, well, it was in my bourbon list. Again, if any of you out there think that Jack Daniel's does not classify as a bourbon, you're wrong. All right, let's get into the nose here. I mean, on the nose, this is barrel char, burnt sugar, like burnt brown sugar, creme brulee top. Somebody went a little bit nutty with the torch. It's a little bit too much black and char and all that stuff on the top of my creme brulee. Maple syrup for days. Slight blackberry note I'm getting on this. There's a little bit of a dark fruit note on the nose as well. Man, do you get that oak though? There's a lot of like rich, sweet oak on this. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of this one. We'll do a quick comparison here. Man, does it smell proofy though? I could smell that thing just like going up in my nostrils and singeing my nose hairs. Woo! All right, cheers. 153.2 proof coming at you. Cheers, guys. Holy hell. Wow. I gotta say, I've never gotten such a distinct molasses note on a whiskey in my life. That's like buying a pure jar of molasses, taking a scoop, and just downing it. It is molasses. and raisin. The Jack Daniel's banana is a little bit in there. The banana is there. Now these are small batched, so I'm not sure if they small batched it for consistency or they were just trying to play with different proof points. But holy hell, and it drinks hot, guys. This is hot. Like, I don't care how seasoned of a bourbon drinker you are, this is gonna drink like rocket fuel a little bit. But what it gives you in heat, it also gives you in flavor. Again, maple syrup, molasses, bananas Foster, a little bit of raisin, a lot of sweet oak, like sweet oak char. When I tried this last year, I equated it to like you're cooking bananas Foster on the top of a barrel. And that's what this one's reminding me of, but with more molasses to it. I can't like stress that note enough. But what's really interesting about this is, and I think that's probably due in part to kind of like that small batch process they use for this one, some of the best Jack Daniel's single barrel proof that I've had they have like this little like fruit note to it. And that's what this one is bringing, like the raisin, a little bit of like a dark berry, all mixed in with that molasses, bananas Foster. I mean, shit, it's good. What I want to do is add a few drops of water to this. I have a feeling a lot of you out there are going to want to maybe proof it down a little bit, whether it be with an ice cube or some water. Let's see if we can proof it down and see what happens a little bit here. All right, I put about maybe 5-6 drops of water in there. That'll probably only bring it down to like what, 130 proof, 120, high 20s. Oh yeah, the water. I'm telling you, it's amazing what little drops of water can do to a whiskey. This is just, now it just went way more candy. Maple syrup candy, Werther's Original. You still get the barrel char. The molasses is still there. Oh, all right. Yes, that is, I'll admit, at 153.2 proof, it's too flippin' hot. It's just too friggin' hot. You add a couple drops of water to this to tame it down and round out those rough edges. Man, is this a beast. It's an absolute beast of a whiskey. There's still a lot of ethanol from the carryover from that high proof, but 6 to 7 drops of water just really kind of mellowed out the heat a little bit, made some of that dark fruit like really kind of come to the forefront a little bit. That's, tell you, Jack Daniel's just keeps killing it with these. I'm not going to do a final breakdown on this because, you know, these were so extremely limited, but I will say this. I've already been seeing these being flipped on secondary for upwards of $800 for this little bottle. And I think that's due in part to not only the popularity of this bottle right here, it's Big Brother, but the proof points on it. Anything that gets to a hazmat or higher level proof point, anything 140 or above, that's what it means when I say hazmat, people go bananas for and tend to upcharge it and overcharge for these bottles. Listen, if you were lucky enough to get this last year, you're gonna be fine. You're not really missing. The flavors that I'm getting in this aren't that different from here. Let's do a quick, let me just do a quick comparison to confirm that. All right, so both are still, I mean, this is just as dark as this one. The only thing I might be missing from my bottle of Coy Hill that I have, it's the only one I have left, is 142.4. So pretty high. I mean, not compared to this beast, which is 153.2, but flavors are similar. A lot of brown sugar, a lot of burnt brown sugar, a lot of molasses. There's still a lot of that heat coming off of this one too. They're similar. Obviously, I think what you're paying for here is the super high proof. They small batched it. And when it comes to the secondary market value, that's what you're gonna pay for, is that high proof point. But if you have this already that you got last year, fear not, it's not that far off from this one. This is definitely a higher proof. I actually think it drinks a little hotter than the first Coy Hill release. It's a shame that it was so it was so limited and only limited to Tennessee at the bottle shop. But come on, who is not a fan of these 375 milliliter bottles. Take note, big distilleries. If Jack Daniel's can do this, put out some of these little 375s so more people can maybe get their hands on them, I think it's worth doing it. I think it's worth doing some of these limited releases. Yeah, it doesn't look as nice on the shelf for us collectors and for people that really like to covet these whiskeys and have them on their shelf. They don't look as nice as this. But this, in turn, gives a lot more people a chance to actually try stuff. I'm not saying to do it every special release, but big distilleries, there may be some special releases that are in your portfolio that might be able to take a little 375. I'm just saying, think about it, All right, last sip on this one. It's delicious. It's everything you would expect from, it is Jack Daniel's extract with a little bit of flammable liquid in it, with a ton of molasses, a hint of raisin and blackberry, all those, that charred oak. Coy Hill is where it's at. I'm just saying, if Jack Daniel's is, you know, if I'm buying real estate on the Jack Daniel's grounds, I'm putting my name in to live on Coy Hill, because the shit coming out of Coy Hill is next level. All right, guys, well, hope you enjoyed this review as we looked at the new Coy Hill Small Batch Special Release. Tennessee only, unfortunately, but hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the subscribe button below. Please hit the like button. If you haven't yet, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Let me know if you were one of the lucky few who got to go down to Tennessee and grab this at the bottle shop. Let me know what you think about it. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share with. So cheers. And I'm gonna do a little bit of a blend. I know, I'm crazy. Oh, the blend. I might, you know what? So what I'm gonna do, when this gets down like halfway, I'm gonna pour the rest of this in there, make mega Coy Hill blend. Come on, don't tell me that's not brilliant. Cheers, guys.